Hello, I'm Kevin Berger, author of Atheism is Untenable. There's no shortage of channels of religious individuals engaging in apologetics to defend their positions, and there's no shortage of channels of atheists using counter-apologetics to argue against them. But what about atheists' defense of their own positions? Who is holding them accountable? On this channel, I don't engage in apologetics. Instead, I apply the principles of polemics and skepticism to atheism and the claims made by atheists, of which, despite their insistence to the contrary, there are many. This is Justified Nonetheless. Hello again, my tumbleweeds. Today I have the fourth ontological argument against non-belief for you. Without further ado, here it is. The non-belief is Incoherent Omnibus. Number 4. The argument from the unlikelihood of equal credence. Premise 1. Belief is the state of finding a proposition to be more likely to be true than untrue. We might suppose that every subject holds each of their beliefs with some particular degree of confidence. In general, the greater the confidence one has in a proposition, the more willing one is to depend on it in one's actions. One common way of formalizing this idea is by a means of a scale from 0 to 1, where 0 indicates absolute certainty in the falsity of a proposition, 1 indicates absolute certainty in its truth, and 0.5 indicates the subject regards the proposition just as likely to be true as false. This number then indicates one credence or degree of belief. Premise 2. Any disparity in credence between dichotomous propositions, no matter how minuscule, constitutes belief in the proposition with greater credence. Standard approaches equate degree of belief with the maximum amount the subject would, or alternatively should, be willing to wager on a bet that pays nothing if the proposition is false, and 1 unit if the proposition is true. So, for example, if the subject thinks that the proposition "the restaurant is open" is 3 times more likely to be true than false, they should be willing to pay no more than 75 cents for a wager that pays nothing if the restaurant is closed, and $1 if it is open. Consequently, the subject's degree of belief is 0.75 or 75%. Such a formalized approach to degree of belief has proven useful in decision theory, game theory, and economics. Standard philosophical treatments of this topic include Jeffrey and Scrims. Premise 3. Having no belief in either P or not P entails maintaining a perfect equilibrium in credence, which is unlikely. Because belief is not a choice, and this cognitive function is influenced by a wide variety of factors, including biases, cultural factors, emotions, pre-existing beliefs, and social influences, it is unreasonable to think that a perfect equilibrium in credence is attainable, much less sustainable. Conclusion. Therefore, maintaining perfect equilibrium in credence is unlikely in reality. We can agree that it is noble to want to believe as many true things and not believe as many false things as possible. However, this doesn't matter if belief is not a voluntary action. We can also agree that not believing in either proposition until such a sufficient evidence has been presented is the only justified position. However, this presumes that a belief must be justified to be present, and this is obviously wrong. People hold all sorts of beliefs that are not logical or justified, including the concept of non-belief. That's 4 arguments now against non-belief, and I'm just getting started. Until next time, tumble on, tumbleweeds. And remember, even if your beliefs aren't necessarily true, they may just be justified nonetheless.